in leadership positions, we must ensure that the oil is a blessing and not a curse.
The discovery of oil in commercial quantities in Ghana in 2007 and the subsequent drawing of first oil in December 2010 came with high expectations from citizens and even the government itself. The direct negotiation policy using the Petroleum Law 1986, PNDC Law 84, was adopted to ensure Ghana reaps the maximum benefit from the oil exploration and production activities.
In Ghana's case, we're using what we call the open door policy or direct negotiation. So that old EMP law, what it's sought to do is that you apply to the Minister of Petroleum. The minister will show you the data room. There will be a committee. Then the committee decides whether we should award you the contract, after which we do a negotiation.
After managing the upstream petroleum industry with PNDC Law 84 for almost 2 years, stakeholders felt the need to get a new law to better manage the new challenges and growth of the industry. After a long and consultative process, the bill was passed in August 2016, and according to the head of policy unit at the Africa Center for Energy Policy, Ishmael Aka, the E&P Law 2016 is an improvement on the limitations of the old law.
The new law has some improvement. One of them is that instead of direct negotiation, we now have competitive bidding process. What it means is that, one, we are going to reduce the individual influence. We're going to have a fair field. And two, Ghana can maximize our value. The new law provides for what we call a public register that discloses contract. So I think that this will also help us, in fact, in terms of transparency. To know who we are signing contract with, what are the terms and all those things.
Dr. Steve Manteo of the Integrated Social Development Center, ISODEX, says the new law is a progressive one which addresses thorny issues the PNDC Law 84 could not resolve.
There is clarity in terms of who bears the responsibility for spill, and this is based on the polluter pays principle. There's also clarity in terms of whether or not we have a right of first refusal. And the law is explicit on this, that we as resource owners will have the right of first refusal should any party want out of a particular block.
However, some civil society organizations believe Ghana should have opted for the production sharing agreement. One such institution is the Ghana Institute of Governance and Security GIGS, and the senior research officer Solomon Kwaukume says the fiscal provisions and other unfavorable sections in the E&P Law 2016 will give away Ghana's petroleum resources on a silver platter.
We are rather losing. As I said, for the 5 years, we had 3.116 billion, which includes royalty, carried interest, participating interest, and corporate tax and surface rentals. Gave us $3.11 billion. But if we were doing the production sharing agreement, then where we are not participating at all, royalty, profit oil, and corporate tax will give us $9.6 billion in 5 years.
It is not only civil society organizations who are worried about the new law. Some workers in the upstream oil and gas sector have also expressed concern. Despite being consulted on a local content law and a promise to factor their views in the E&P law, a local union chairman at Schlumberger, Charles Nana Otuachempon, says their concerns have not been addressed.
I'm aware that we have the local content law that was also passed some years back, but we know that it didn't address all the concerns of the oil and gas worker, and I was expecting that the E&P law will capture these kind of things that were not addressed. I know we had several forums where we discussed about the local content bill law, and then we said these are the things that we would love it to be in the E&P law, but it's not there.
One major concern raised about the Petroleum Exploration and Production Law 2016 is the possible conflict of interest in the allocation of oil blocks by the Minister of Petroleum.
I think one of the most thorny issues that we've been getting the ministry to address has to do with the open contracting. We like the fact that the law commits this country to an open contracting process, that's competitive bidding process. But at the same time, it allows the minister a certain discretion to ignore the outcome of a bidding round and award the contract to a company of the minister's choice. And here we think that that particular provision makes the minister a target of corruption by the international oil companies.
Notwithstanding these concerns raised with the Petroleum Exploration and Production Law 2016, some CSOs believe it is one of the best which can continually be improved.
What we are having is good. What you have to do is to build our capacity more, to put in measures to prevent what we call illicit financial flow and other sources Ghana can lose revenue so that we can maximize our return.
As the concerns keep coming up on the E&P Law 2016, it remains to be seen whether the law will see an amendment soon. For Viasat One News, Kwajotufor, Accra.